Howdy there, welcome back to the channel. My name's Evan, or EJ, you can call me either one, and today for you guys, I'm going to be doing my ranking of all of the Spider-Man movies. Except for Across the Spiderverse, because I haven't seen it yet. And I know you're probably thinking, why not just wait until you've seen Across the Spiderverse to make this video? And the reason is, I'm plumb out of video ideas, and I need one for today, and these are quick and easy to make, so that's that. Also, just before we get into the list, I want to say I'm including the Sony Marvel movies, so like the Venom movies and Morbius are also on this list. Just cause. But yeah, let's get into the list. Also, real quick, just if I seem like really unenthusiastic or low energy, it's because it's 4 in the morning and I'm really tired, but I need to get this video out. So that's why that's like that. Okay, now coming in at number 12 on the list, dead last. This should not be a surprise to anyone. It's Morbius. This movie sucks balls, and I don't want to talk about it any further than that, other than to say Jared Leto sucks also. And now I'm going to move on with the list. Now coming in at number 11 on the list, I have The Amazing Spiderman II. Now, it kind of sucks that this one has to be this low, because there are things in this movie that I really like, but it's so overcrowded. Like, they try to fit so many plots into one movie that it just, none of them, they didn't have enough time to really do any of them justice, so everything just kind of fell flat. Like, if they had just picked one of the plots or one of the ideas and stuck to it and kind of fully devoted themselves to that, then this probably would have been a great movie. But it's just kind of super overcrowded, and there's certain things about it I don't really like. Like, I don't like a single one of the villain designs in this movie. I don't hate Electro's. Like, it's cool for what it is, but it's not my favorite thing. I hate the way Green Goblin looks, and Rhino, I mean, I guess for what they're going for, Rhino's fine, but I don't like that he's just a big mech suit. I know this sounds goofy, but I would prefer it if he just looks weighted in the comics, where he's just like the big guy in a Rhino suit. I know that's dumb, but I kind of prefer the goofier side of comics like that, especially in stuff like Spider-Man movies. So that's that. But there is good stuff in this movie. Like, Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone are both really great in this movie. Jamie Foxx honestly does a really good job too. But yeah, just the movie is really overstuffed, and that's what's keeping it this low. Now coming in at number 10 on the list, I have Spider-Man 3. And this one is in a similar situation to The Amazing Spider-Man 2, where it sucks that it has to be this low, because this one was really close to being a good movie. Like, if they had just let Sam Raimi focus on the story that he had going with Sandman, this would have been great, because all the Spider-Man and Sandman stuff in this movie, I love. Like, there's a solid, like, chunk of this movie that I really like. But then they just made him cram Venom into this movie, and it's very clear that he just doesn't like Venom, or doesn't care to do Venom. And it just really brings down the movie for me. Like, it just completely screws it up. And you know, there's the whole dance sequence, which in the movie itself is bad, but it did spawn that Bully Maguire meme, which is funny, so at least that's a positive.
I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye.
But yeah, it really sucks that this one has to be this low, because it was almost a good movie. Now coming in at number 9, I have Venom, Let There Be Carnage. Now, I know the Venom movies kind of get a mixed reception from people, where it's like, most people, I'm not going to say most people hate them, but normally they get a more negative reputation. But I just have so much fun with these two movies. Like, they're not super good, but they're just like a blast to sit through. Like, I watched both of them in theaters, and like, I knew that watching it, it's not like a good movie, but I just had a grin on my face the entire time because it's really funny, and Tom Hardy is actually like really selling it, playing both Eddie Brock and Venom. Also, Woody Harrelson was cool as Carnage, but yeah, this movie, I can't really put it any higher than this because I know that it's not that good, but it is still really fun. Hey guys, this is Evan here. I'm just editing this video right now, and I'm noticing that number 8, like the clip I recorded for number 8, is just gone. I don't know if I accidentally deleted it or what happened, but number 8 is just gone. But I guess I'll just tell you here. Number 8 was Venom, the first Venom movie. I don't know what happened to the clip. I guess I just can't go a video without screwing something up that's stupid like that. But yeah, number 8 was Venom. Now coming in at number 7 on the list, I have Spider-Man Far From Home. I'm not going to spend too much time on this one because I just made that ranking the MCU video a few weeks ago, and I kind of stated most of my thoughts on it in that video, where it's just like, I don't understand a lot of the just purely negative attention this movie gets. Like, I get just not liking it, but some people just flat out hate it, and I don't get it, because I think it's honestly a pretty solid Spider-Man movie, at least in my opinion. Like, I had a good time with it. I thought Tom Holland was good. Jake Gyllenhaal was a really good villain. It has that really sick nightmare sequence between Spider-Man and Mysterio. Like, there are things that I enjoyed this movie quite a bit. It's not like great or anything like that, but it's good for me. Now coming in at number 6 on the list, I have The Amazing Spider-Man. Now this is one that I've never gotten the hate for. Like, I love this movie. I think Andrew Garfield is a great Spider-Man. Obviously, Emma Stone is a great Gwen Stacy. I really liked, I don't know if his name is pronounced like Rhys Ifans or Rhys Ifans or however you pronounce his name. But
Rhys Ifans.
But the Lizard, I thought he was a good villain. I really like, because obviously this movie was coming right off the back of the Raimi trilogy, and obviously those movies, aside from 3, were great, so it was gonna get compared to those movies. So I really like that it does feel super different from those, and it didn't just try to do the same thing again. But I also know that that's kind of what it got criticized for at the time, because Peter is very different in this movie than he is in the Raimi trilogy. But I don't know, I like that about it. I actually really like this movie. Okay, now coming in at the number 5 spot, I have Spider-Man Homecoming. Yeah, I love this one too. Like, mainly, like, my favorite thing about this movie is Michael Keaton as Vulture. I think he's so good in this movie. Like, he's probably my favorite villain in the MCU. Like, obviously you have your Thanoses and your Lokis, but, like, I don't know, something about Michael Keaton's Vulture just really stuck out to me, and I thought he was great. But obviously also, this is Tom Holland's first Spider-Man movie, and I think he's a great Spider-Man too. Yeah, I don't know, what else should I mention about this movie? Yeah, this is kind of a similar thing to Far From Home, where I mentioned most of my thoughts about this one in my last video. But, yeah, just another really good movie for me. Now coming in at the number 4 spot, I have Spider-Man, the original Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie. And yeah, this movie's great too. Like, obviously Tobey Maguire's a really great Spider-Man, but another thing that I really like about this movie, or just this trilogy as a whole, is that the organic web shooters. Like, normally I prefer the mechanical ones, just cause I don't really know why, but I like that they did try to do something a little bit different and have it be organic, and that does kind of it's more of like a Sam Raimi touch with like it's kind of like a body horror-ish thing. So I really like that because that was a bit different. But also, Willem Dafoe is great in this movie. Willem Dafoe is great in pretty much everything, but he is so good in this movie. Like, I don't know if they could have casted anyone better for Green Goblin. He is so good in this movie. What else should I mention? Also, the final battle of this movie, something I wanted to talk about because it's something that I miss in superhero movies, where when they're fighting the supervillain, their costume would just get absolutely destroyed. Because at the end of this movie, Tobey's Spider-Man suit, like, the mask is torn all to pieces. There's, like, scratches and cuts everywhere. I miss that, because nowadays, coming out of a superhero movie, everything is usually intact because they're wearing, like, a nanotech suit or whatever. And I kind of miss when everything would just get torn apart. Recently, Blue Beetle did it, though, because, like, the face got, or the helmet on that suit got messed up, and it was nice to see that again. And I do miss when superhero movies would do stuff like that, but, yeah, this one's just a great movie. Okay, now we're entering the top 3, and I just want to say from this point forward, pretty much all of these are tied, so please don't crucify me for my opinion, I'm begging you. Now coming in at number 3, I have SpiderMan 2. And this is easily one of the best Spider-Man movies. Like, it's the best movie in the Raimi trilogy. Like, first of all, Alfred Molina as Doc Ock might be one of the greatest villains in comic book movie history, at least in my opinion. He's so good in that role. Obviously, the iconic, like, train fight where, you know, he's fighting Doc Ock on the train and then he has to stop it with just the webs, and then all the New Yorkers, as he's falling, as he's passing out, they, like, pull him into the train and they're just like, oh, he's just a dude. Like, that's just an iconic scene. I love that whole sequence. Oh, that scene after Doc Ock's wife dies and he's, like, in the hospital bed and his arms are just, like, killing all those doctors. That is such a cool scene. I like that it's just straight up a scene from, like, a horror movie. I love stuff like that whenever just you can just... What am I trying to say here? It's just such a Sam Raimi scene. And that's what I love about it. I love whenever you can actually feel a director's style shine through, because it doesn't happen super often in a lot of these comic book movies. So I love when stuff like that happens. That's just a straight up horror scene with Spider-Man characters, and I love that. But yeah, this is one of the best Spider-Man movies easily. And now coming in at number 2, I have Spider-Man No Way Home. Now, I don't even know if I can really talk about this one in length, because same thing, I just talked about it in my MCU video a few weeks ago and got a lot of my thoughts out on it, I think, from what I remember. That was a long video. But yeah, this movie is great for me. Like, it's been a long time, or no, it hasn't been a long time. When I watched this, I don't know if there had ever been a movie that just had me smiling like an absolute dope from start to finish. Well, obviously not start to finish. For the sad scenes, like when May dies, I wasn't smiling, but you know what I mean. I was just... This movie was so good. And I don't care what anyone says about... Sure, it might be nostalgia bait, whatever. But saying that it's a cameo fest is just factually incorrect. Because I don't think the people that say that understand what the definition of a cameo is. There's literally one cameo in this movie, and it's Charlie Cox's Daredevil. The other ones are just characters in the movie. Like, the villains are just the villains of the movie. They're in the majority of it. That can't be considered a cameo. And Tobey and Andrew have at least half an hour of screen time, and they are pretty much fundamental to Peter's character growth. They're important characters in the movie. They're not cameos. So saying it's a cameo fest is just straight up incorrect. But yeah, other than that, it's like outside of just the nostalgia bait or whatever you want to call it, it's still just a good movie. And like, I know people's opinions of it have kind of gone down recently, but I don't know. I still just love this one a lot. And coming in at number 1, a surprise to probably no one, I have Spider-Man Into the Spiderverse. Yeah, this is just one of my favorite animated movies of all time. One of my favorite comic book movies of all time. It just does everything so right. The animation is beautiful, the voice cast kills it, the soundtrack is great, the story is great, like, the characters are so fun. It's like, think I have a single negative thing about this movie to say. Yeah, no, there's nothing that I can think of. So, very easily the best Spider-Man movie in my opinion. Granted, I have not seen Across the Spiderverse yet, but within the ones I've seen, this is easily the best one. So, yeah. And that's my list. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, turn on my post notifications if you don't want to miss any of my future uploads. Once again, sorry if I seem super low energy or unenthusiastic. I want to go to sleep so bad, but I had to record this video. But, yeah, that's about all I've got for you today. See ya.